Hi, I'm Dima Sharif.
And I'm Sandra Boros.
I'm the founder of DS Consulting Club and the Grow Pro Shop.
And I'm the founder of Sandy's Kitchen.
And this is From Scratch to Success. For all of you entrepreneurs and new business owners, the one non-negotiable, the one thing you should really do is establishment work. Establishment work means that you are actually creating the foundation of your business. Establishment work includes stuff like feasibility study, research and development. Is the product a good product to launch? Is this product something that I can sustain, keep creating? Is it always going to have interest? Is it always going to be relevant? What is the business model? Like we were talking earlier. This is the kind of stuff you have to do before you start a business. And if you've started already, like so many entrepreneurs who don't do this work, don't worry about it, but do that work now. Look, working without establishment work in place means you're creating a foundation-less building. This building could come up and look nice and dandy. However, any little problem that happens, the whole building falls. It is that important. The thing is, most entrepreneurs don't do this. If not all new small business owners don't do this. I know because I talk to so many of you. And I know that most of the problems that you guys are facing is because that work wasn't done. The thing is, most entrepreneurs come from backgrounds where they have worked their jobs, worked for corporates. They know it is done, it should be done, and it's some of them, it's even in their area of expertise. But when it comes to their own business, they never do that. What do you think, Sandra?
Oh my God, prime example is me. I'm a finance graduate. Okay, I studied finance. I worked in finance, and then asked me if my financials were in place for the first 6 to 8, 10 months of operations. I would tell you no. Are you losing money? Sure. I would tell you sure. Are you making any money? Maybe a little bit. I mean, it was a disaster. Of course, I knew I needed to do my financials. A no-brainer. But was I doing them? I kept on putting it off. I kept on saying, it's something that I really know how to do, so I'll just do it later. I'll do it later. And if you didn't come and shake me and say, you need to do this now, like we can't even have a conversation if you don't do this.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, I came to you 2 weeks later. I was like, Dima, I did it.
So actually, here's the thing. So I'm sitting with Sandra and I'm asking her, and she's saying, oh, we're losing here, we're losing there. I'm like, Sandra, how do you know? Let's look at the sheets. And she's like, but I haven't made the sheets. I'm like, Sandra, you cannot not have your expenses recorded. You cannot not have your budgets allocated. You cannot not have this kind of, at least the documentation part of it done. And I told her, please get that done before we talk next, so that we have something to base our opinions on. Yeah. We don't want, and this is actually a huge tip I'm going to give you. Business decisions are not letters. They don't go in ABCs. They go in 1, 2, 3s. You have to look at number sheets to be able to make the right business decision. When I make a business decision, it's never about what I like, what I don't like, what I think is right, what my gut is telling me. Okay, it's good when you have a gut feeling.
Yeah, guts are nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Take it into account. However, look at your financial sheet. In the morning, I wake up, I remember in Mune, I used to wake up in the morning, go to the office. The minute I get there, the first thing I do, I open my financial sheet. I will know, I look at my balance sheet, I will know exactly what needs to be done that day, what we need to do more of, what we should actually stop, what we should order in terms of supplies, which one of our team members is an actual problem. It doesn't matter what everybody is saying, because performance shows in numbers.
The numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you the truth.
But here's the funniest thing. I told her that, then I went, and then Sandra comes like a couple of weeks after that with a whole financial plan.
Yeah.
Even looking into the 5-year growth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Sandra, it's like nothing or everything. It's like nothing at all
Yeah.
or everything.
Yeah, because I was dreading it. Like I didn't want to do it, and then I was like, fine. Since we started, let's do it.
Let's get it
Yeah,
done.
let's get it done. And I got it done, and those plans are garbage by now.
But here's the thing. That conversation Sandra and I had after she's done those sheets was a different conversation completely. It's like another entrepreneur, not Sandra, the one I met when I first met. You see the clarity these numbers give you. Now, you could say, but I'm not like her. I'm not from a financial background. I'm not. Here's the thing. There are people who do this stuff for you. There are accountants who do this stuff for you. We do this stuff for you. Friends do this stuff for you. There are simple ways to start. You don't have to do any complex stuff, but just get it done. This is important. This is not the part where you say, oh, I'm just not going to do it. Because most entrepreneurs think that they are profiting and then they find out that they're actually losing. And many entrepreneurs think that they are losing, but they are in fact doing really well. There was a time when Sandra and I had a discussion, and Sandra actually called me frustrated, and she was totally losing her mind that day, saying, Dima, even after everything we did, this is not going to work. I'm like, Sandra, send the sheet over. Let me take a look. I took a look. Seriously, I was shocked because I was looking at the sheet and I'm like, where's the problem? I looked again and I'm like, I don't see the problem. And I looked again and again. And then I called Sandra because I thought, okay, I'm missing something. And I kept looking for, what am I missing? Then I called Sandra and I'm like, Sandra, what the hell is going on? There's nothing wrong with the sheet. You're actually doing very well, remember?
Yeah, I remember that. You thought we were doing well. I thought we were doing really badly. But according to you, to your expert eyes, because your eyes are different than mine, you thought we were on the right track.
But here's the thing. Because another foundational work was not made, where you set the goal with phases. You know that in phase 1, this is our goal, this is what we're achieving, and then you assess the performance based on the phase. She was assessing the performance based on her vision 5 years down the line. You see, foundational work means you will not do these errors because you've done the plan, you know where you're going, you know what to expect in phase 1, you know what to expect in phase 2, you know how to assess your success or loss. Let's not call them even success and failures because there's no such thing as failures. There is profit, there is loss. You're either profiting, you're doing it right, profiting, doing well, or something needs tweaking and that thing is leading to some kind of loss somewhere. You can bridge these gaps the minute you do the foundational works.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right here. Let's say someone's watching us right now and they want to start their own business. Mm-hmm. They're not sure what they need to do in terms of foundational work before they start. So if you're just going to give me the types of foundational work that they're going to need, can you just briefly tell me they need their financials, we said, but what else?
No. First, you start with the concept itself, okay? First, you need to decide what is the concept. Very important here is this concept is not based in your passion. Your passion is the driver. It is nice to do something you like and something you're good at, you're passionate about. However, passion stops there. It has to make sense in terms of numbers. In terms of numbers, is this passion sellable? Is this passion something that people want regularly? Look, you might find that, no, people don't want it regularly. Like, for example, not everything is water. Water, we need it all the time. But not everything we need all the time. Yes. But is it scalable in a way to keep the company profitable? If it's not, and it's very niche, how do we reach that target audience that needs it all the time? This is all planning work. You need to have a business plan. The business plan is a general plan as to where are you going, which it will include if it's a growth business, if it's a lifestyle business. You need to do a feasibility study. A feasibility, you can hire someone to do that for you. Otherwise, if you have the know-how, you can run that feasibility study. Why? It is good to know where the business will get stuck, good to know what you will expect, good to know what is... there are some concepts that are not monetizable. They're nice, but they're just not businesses. Very few. Like everything in the end, with the right guidance, with the right creativity, with the right approach, will become a sellable product. But then see, right guidance, right approach, there's work that needs to be done. This is all foundational work. Once you have all of that done, you have a business plan, you know where you're going, what to expect. Another thing, very important thing, nobody starts a business without a budget. It's called capital.
Some people do.
Yeah, the entry capital is very important. You need to have a budget, a capped budget that you know, I'm not spending more than this to test a system, to test a business concept. Here's the thing. Most entrepreneurs, most small businesses go with an open budget. It's like whatever we need to spend, and do we have it, do we not have it? There's no such thing as that consideration. That's part of your foundational work, is to assess how much money do we need. Another part of your foundational work that is related to budget is how long can you carry your business financially? Because just because you start a business doesn't mean that your business is profitable from day one. If it's not profitable from day one, doesn't mean it's a failure of a business. Some businesses, most businesses, if not all businesses, they need some time to break even, and then they need some time to actually become profitable. And that you need to take into account in your planning, in your financial planning. You cannot just go all in with all budgets from my pocket, from my husband's pocket, from my neighbor's pocket, from my friend's pocket, from everybody's pocket. It doesn't work that way. You will lose. Foundational work will save you a lot of struggle.
Yeah. Well,
And a
honestly,
lot of trouble.
I didn't do any of the foundational work. I mean, I did a bit. I did the bare minimum to get me to start. And then I woke up one day and I was like, oops.
But
There's
Sandra,
a lot
do
that needs
tell
to be.
me.
But then we did them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's my question.
it's
Like, what's the difference
Yeah.
in how you deal with your business now that you've done it versus before?
Yeah. So we woke up one day and we said, oops, I didn't do that. Fine. I'm going to start doing whatever it is I need to do. I tell you now, I'm not the best planner, even till today.
Yeah.
But I now come from a place of certainty, of knowledge of what needs to be done, of better planning, of small successes that have built my confidence. So I am certainly in a different place. We are setting our policies in place, for example. But I'm not going to lie to everybody. It's not like we have the policies of companies that have been around forever. We are still a baby in that sense. But we at least know what we need to do.
Yeah. My tip to you is, this is to you, Sandra, and to all of you, is from day one, if you're selling a bead, one single tiny bead, if you're buying a pencil to resell the pencil, treat your company as though it was Apple or Microsoft or one of those companies.
I know, you told me that on day one, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, guys, when you act, look, behave, think like a huge company, you get there. When you act, think, and behave like, which is in most people's mindset, like a failing company, you'll fail. You see, set yourself up and push yourself and respect your company enough as though it was the job you had before, which you respected, to do everything that it takes to get that job done.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, because look, it's when it's our own company, sometimes we feel, I don't have a boss to report to. I can do it at my own time. You start slacking this and that, and you start waiting, and you start procrastinating, and then, and it just adds up.
And if you don't take it seriously, your employees won't take it seriously.
Yeah.
People around you won't take it seriously.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're the face of the brand.
Yeah, and you can't take it there because you don't have any kind of vision as to where are we going. You become headless, And it's like what you also said before in one of the episodes, is that you are the one who has to do the work. It's all on you. Look, nobody cares about this company as much as you do. And so if you're slacking, who's going to care? Who's going to take it there? Here's the thing. When we decide to create a company, it's not just another collectible we have to say, oh, I own this company. Companies are about testing yourself, about pushing yourself, pushing your limit, competing with yourself at your current state, proving to yourself that you're in a different level, different phase, different.
You know, you're a mom, right? Like when you get a kid, you don't know what to expect,
Yes.
right? Even when you get a pet,
Yes.
you don't know what to expect. You don't understand الأبعاد. How
Yeah.
do you say that in English? The
full depth of
the full
yeah.
depth of the topic
Yeah.
at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But getting a business is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, yay, we opened. It's
Yeah.
like, yay, we're gonna have to work at this for the
Yeah.
next 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
but it comes with a lot of
Reward as well.
Rewards as well.
Yeah. And here's the thing: never think that it ends.
It doesn't.
Because look, as you develop, your challenges become bigger. Now, I see most entrepreneurs say that it's too hard, it's too challenging. Yeah, that means you're growing. You see, so embrace this. Have that openness that something big is about to happen. This is why I'm facing all of these challenges. However, if your foundation is not solid, you will always feel like you're unable to face these challenges. And that's why do the foundational work, do the work before you start. Every step of the way, keep doing the foundational work for the next level. And like we do with our kids, don't feel that you're not good enough. You don't know it all. I don't know it all. Nobody knows it all. We all need the experts. That's why the teams are a very important part of the foundational work. Find the people who can get it done for you right. Don't think that you can take it all up. You cannot take it all up. You need to have the teams to work with you. You need to have, as solopreneurs, you don't have the teams. You need to have the guidance. You need to have the counseling. At every stage of your career, you will have counselors, coaches, mentors. Even I now, with the consulting company, for another level that I'm still not at, I have coaching as well. Yeah.
I mean,
Part
makes
of the
sense.
foundational work for the next level.
Yeah, because you are thinking 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, and because you have a plan, you know where you're going, and so you're doing everything that
Because you put in the work.
needs to be done.
And then you have a plan.
Yeah.
More episodes are on the way. If you have any suggestions, if you need any tips, leave them in the comments at DS Consulting Club, and don't forget to follow them.